In the new series, Muppet Mayhem, we see Electric Mayhem working to try and create an album for a record company that paid them for said album sometime in the 70s. Nora, from the company, is in search of someone to produce this album. She wants it to be big. She wants it to be grand. She wants it to be edgy, because that's what the Muppets are. She and the band are calling in all kinds of favors, all different pros, to try and help produce this album. And it's just not working. And Nora finds the solution in an unlikely place. Today on Geek Devotions, we're talking about how this story lines up with the story of David. Hello and welcome to Geek Devotions, the show from Devoted Geeks who are devoted to letting you know that you are loved. I'm Celeste, and we are so glad that you have hit play today. Do us a favor, hit that like button, hit the share button, check us out on all of our socials, check out our website, all of our other podcasts, all the things. Like we said in the intro, the answer to Nora's question was right in front of her. There was a guy who was the biggest mayhead, because that's what the Electric Mayhem fans call themselves, named Moog. And Moog was the biggest fan of the band. He went everywhere with them. He went to every show. He legitimately knows everything about the band. He is one of those fans. You could say he's an Electric Mayhem geek. And unbeknownst to anyone, Moog has taken some of the Electric Mayhem's music and updated it. He made a mix, and throughout the entire series, you see him going, hey, you should check out my mixtape. Hey, you should check out my mixtape. Which, is common for people who are trying to get into the music business. But Nora never listens to it. And so she and the band are going through all of these searches looking for someone, and they just needed to ask Moog. I haven't finished the series, so I don't know if the album that they produce with Moog is good, but I'm willing to bet, because he has such a love and a passion and a gifting for this, that it's gonna be great. In 1 Samuel 16, 1-12, we see Samuel going through the process of choosing who is going to be king after Saul. And he's at the house of Jesse, and he's going through all the sons of Jesse, and he keeps stopping and he goes, oh God, this one looks so big and strong. Surely this is who you have to be king. And God goes, no. Surely this one, no. Surely this one, no. Finally, he gets to the end of the sons that Jesse has brought in, that Jesse has gone, these are the ones that should meet the prophet. And he goes, do you have any other sons? And Jesse's like, well, just have David out there. Now, clearly I'm paraphrasing. I highly recommend you go out and read this. It's a great story. All of 1 Samuel is a fantastic story, but especially this particular one. Reading it in the scriptures definitely will benefit for you. He calls David in because David was tending the sheep, and God goes, that's him. That's going to be my king. No one would have thought that David, the youngest son, the one that his dad didn't even bother to call into the house with his other brothers, would have been king. He didn't think that was what it was. And David might not have thought that. But God had a plan, and he knew what he had put into David's life. He knew the giftings. He knew the resolve. He knew the strength that David had. Even if no one else saw it, God has put things into your life that people may or may not see. He has put things that only you can do. Somebody else might be able to do the same job, but they won't do it the same because their giftings are different than yours. God might have placed things in your life that you may not even realize are there yet. You may not realize you have these strengths. You have these things that are in you. You may not realize it yet, but God has put it into your life for a purpose. He has a plan for your life. And don't ever let yourself be told that you are an unlikely choice if it is truly what God has called you to do. Okay, guys, that was your devotion for the week. I know it was super short, but it kind of speaks for itself. Go read 1 Samuel. It's a great chapter, great book, but especially 16. It's a good chapter. Kind of gives you a good idea of what's going on and everything. Saul's losing his mind. It's chaos. I actually just finished reading this recently in my own personal Bible study, so, you're welcome. It is now time for the question of the week. Question of the week is this: who's your favorite member of Electric Mayhem? And if you don't have a favorite member of Electric Mayhem, who's your favorite Muppet? Because that opens it up a lot more than just the band. I think my favorite's Animal. I love Animal. And he was a cute baby. We get to see a baby animal in the Muppet Mayhem show, and he's adorable. Even more so than he normally is. Okay, guys, well, all that being said, stay devoted, peace, and love.